Hi, welcome to this week's edition of Lessons from Winners and Losers. My name is Emmanuel Ipenyon. First, important to remind you of a disclaimer. Take some time to go through them. Very important. Okay, to more exciting stuff. The first stock that won big last week is Applovin Corporation with ticker symbol APP. This stock made a whopping 29% gain last week. 29% gain last week. Let that sink in. In 5 days, the stock surged 29%. So what can we see first on a technical pattern, as we can see in the chart? Because some people are technical traders, some are fundamental traders, some combine technical and fundamental analysis in making their trading or investment decision. I will cover this different type of analysis in subsequent videos. What do you see here? Again, first and foremost, you could see that the area around 46, 47 was some sort of resistant area for this stock in the preceding weeks. So the stock price tried to move above this and it was rejected, slapped back, and it consolidated here for a few days before a big surge post-earning report of the stock above this area, and that continued to power the stock further until it closed the week with a 29% gain. Very impressive. And if you look at the fundamental side, you can see that the earning and revenue result as announced by the stock was really good. 41% surprise to the positive side against analyst estimate in terms of earnings, and 2% surprise to the upside in terms of revenue. That's amazing. So the combination of these good numbers and the fact that the stock price blasted through the area of resistance in big volume was a very good reason this stock surged, ended the week with a whopping 29% gain. Impressive to see. I like that. Second company that won big last week was Diamondback Energy with the ticker symbol FANG. It gained 70% in 5 trading days. Very impressive if you ask me. 5 trading days, guys, 17%. And again, on the technical side, you can see that the area around 159, 160 acted before as an area of resistance, and the stock blasted through that with big volume, and it continued to power higher and also blasted through another area of resistance, which was around 171, 172 area, and ended the week at 179. Whoa, really nice, really nice. If you look at the last reported earnings and revenue by the company, it was also quite good. But for me, what was important in the week was a report that this company, Diamondback Energy, merged with another energy company, Endeavor Energy Resources, and that meant that they had access to a very big oil and gas basin, a very important one, which gave them access to very good resources. And that was seen as very positive by investors, and of course they would rush to get access to that stock, which is the reason why this stock did so well last week. Okay. Hey guys, I've told you this, you do not always have stocks that do well in the stock market. You also have stocks that do not do well in the stock market every week. It's important because a few guys wouldn't say this. They get people to have this wrong notion that stocks always go up. So we also look at stocks that did very poorly last week. The first one is an interesting one. Dropbox, I'm sure either you have used Dropbox before, or you know someone that have used Dropbox. Their ticker symbol is DBX. This stock went down by a whopping 24% last week. Whopping 24% last week. First, let's look at the chart. What do you see here? The area around 31, 32 area. Look at my cursor here. Acted as a sort of support for this stock. The stock went down, tested that area before, and it was rejected. It went back up. It tested that area again before. It was rejected. But this time, due to the presence of catalyst, it went right through this support area down in big volume. And also important, you can see that there was a catalyst that made this move happen. And what was it? A news report indicating that some big analysts have downgraded the stock. Basically, Buffer Securities downgraded the stocks to underperform from buy. Also, GMP Securities downgraded the company to market perform from market outperform. These two statements was very important because it showed that according to this analyst, the company did not have as much of a bright future as was previously expected, and that led to a big dumping of the stocks of this company. Second one, Yelp. Yelp is an interesting company. It's so obvious. The chart is so interesting. But first, let's see how did they perform last week. They lost by 16%. Very interesting. But guys, look at this area of support for the stock. The 43, 44 area. The stock price had tested this area a few times before in the past. You can see where my cursor is. It came down. It acted as a support. It bounced off. It came back to test this area again. It bounced off, tested, went up. It came back here again and tested. It bounced off again, tested, bounced up. This time around, it did not bounce off. It went through. And there's a saying in the stock market, when a stock continues to test a support, more likely than not, it would, go through that support, sooner rather than later. And that's what we see. So be careful when a stock price keep testing an area of support multiple times. So what can we learn from the review of winners and losers last week? First, there will always be winners and losers. Some stocks will win big and some stocks will perform poorly. So be aware of that. Very important in my opinion. And if you know this, then you know that you need to manage your position very carefully. And another important lesson for me is that pay attention to identify the resistance and support area for a stock of interest to you. As we saw in Yelp or in Dropbox, even in FANG and in Applovin, the support areas and resistance area were very important. When stock passed through these areas, either to the downside or to the upside, it's significant. So if you know this area, you are better able to manage your risk. Assuming in case of Yelp, you could have put your stop loss just below the support area, maybe at $40, and beyond that, it would have been out of the trade. And then you would have saved yourself some misery. Knowing the support area or resistance area for your stock is very important. And another takeaway is catalysts. Pay attention to catalysts. And what are catalysts in terms of stock? Catalysts are those things that can affect the price of a stock either to the upside or to the downside. It could be earnings surprises. earnings surprise can be negative or positive. In the case of AppLovin, we saw that, or FANG, catalyst was the news that they were merging with another energy company and therefore had access to bigger resource of oil and gas, and this drove their stock forward. In case of Dropbox, big analysts downgraded the stocks and therefore investors dump the stock in that regard. So follow the news that concerns the stocks where you have interest in. That way you can sort of anticipate what is to come and manage your risk and profit effectively. So with these tips, hopefully you can better participate in interesting move that is sure to happen next week. So look for those stocks that are trending sideways, identify the support area, resistance areas, and look to benefit either as the stock goes up or as the stock goes down with appropriate stock selection and risk management. Until I come your way next week, I wish you success in your trading as you go into next week. Bye.